Bekerman. I am the managing director of Doral Hydrogen, and I will try to explain you about my personal view on the green hydrogen market. So first, I will review and I will elaborate a bit about our worldwide activity in terms of strategy, what is our core business in the value chain, and I will present some projects in the United States, Europe, and Australia. And at the second stage of the presentation, I will give you my personal view about the global market in terms of the time perspective and location perspective. And I will try to explain when and where I think that it will be it will be worth to produce green hydrogen. So let's jump directly to explain. So Doral is a public company. We are trading in Tel Aviv Stock Exchange since 2020. So I must show you this disclaimer. And Doral Hydrogen is a subsidiary of Doral Group. 2.5 years ago, we established Doral Hydrogen as a global and entrepreneurial platform to develop green hydrogen and green ammonia production. We understood that if the world want to achieve the net zero emission goals, so the hydrogen must be a part of it. And we have some projects in Israel, in Europe, in Australia, in Canada, and in the United States at this moment. In addition, we are co-investor in a hydrogen refueling stations network in the Netherlands. We did some strategic investment in two electrolyzer company. One in the United States, the name is Verdagy, and they are located in California. And the second one is H2 Pro. It's an Israeli startup that produces super high efficiency electrolyzer. As I said, we have a global pipeline, and we are definitely the leaders in the hydrogen ecosystem in Israel. We work hand by hand with Doral energy departments, and we rely on the 20 years of experience in the development of green electricity in Israel. And we support some researchers in two universities. One of them is the Technion, the second one is Bar Ilan, about green hydrogen production, hydrogen carrier, and hydrogen storage solution. If I try to describe what is our core business in the long value chain, so you know that the value chain starts from renewable energy, green hydrogen production, and the hydrogen transfer by pipeline to industries. There is also option to convert the hydrogen to green ammonia and then transfer it by trucks. In Europe, there is also hubs. So if you develop large-scale green ammonia production facilities in India, so you can ship it to Port of Rotterdam or to Hamburg, and then the green ammonia will be cracked, and you can the European will transfer it by pipeline to the industries in Northern Europe. And of course, hydrogen can use also to long-term storage or seasonal storage. And if I describe our core business, so our core business is the hydrogen production, is the green ammonia production. We rely on the experience of Doral Group in the renewable energy generation. And we did one investment in the off-taker side, in the refueling stations, as I said, in Netherlands, because we believe that the hydrogen refueling station will be the first sector that the hydrogen um, will bring some revenue. In the future, we also plan to enter into the e-fuels market, but it will take the hydrogen a bit longer. If I want to describe, sorry about the title in Hebrew, but the title is strategy. So our strategy defined between three sectors. The first sector that will be constructed in the next years is the transportation. Then from 2027, we will start to execute pilot project with various industries. And since from 2030, we will start to execute large-scale projects that will aim to inject the hydrogen into the pipeline or to produce green ammonia and to ship it to the off-taker. So we secure lands in each of the segments, and we spread our investment between all the three sectors. In each of the sectors, we have a couple of projects, and as I said before, in the beginning of the next decade, we will enter into the production of e-fuels. And because we invested in Verdagy NH2 Pro, we believe that this technology will bring us competitive advantage. So we try to rely on the experience with these two technologies that will bring us some advantage. A couple of examples for our project. So in the Netherlands, we are invested in Fountainfuel. Fountainfuel is a Dutch company that already operates a hydrogen refueling station, like you see in the right picture, for almost 2 years. 2 hydrogen refueling stations is under construction, and another 8 is under development. In Israel, we have cooperation with one of the largest refueling companies in Israel. The name of the company is Sono. Our portfolio in Europe, based on approximately 900 megawatt under development in Spain. We also develop some projects in the Netherlands and in Sweden. In the United States, we are the green hydrogen producer of the hydrogen hub of Indiana, Michigan, and Illinois. The name of the hub is Mach 2, and the hub awarded in a grant of $1 billion from the federal government. We have 2 pilot projects, one in Indiana with a natural gas utility and cement company. The second one in Port of Houston in Texas. We under negotiation with a lot of potential off-takers from the steel, the fertilizer, and the transportation sectors. And of course, we rely on the subsidy of $3 per kilogram and governmental incentives that provided by the IRA. And now, after I describe our strategy and our investment in Doral Hydrogen, I will try to explain you why we did these decisions. So I will give you my personal view on the global market, or why did we choose this strategy. So first of all, as you see in the map, and this map was published by the IEA in October 2024. So most of the large projects are in early stage. There are more green hydrogen projects than blue one. You can also see that most of the operational facilities are in Europe and Chile, and most of them are pretty small. And there are several projects in Indiana, in Australia, in the United States. Sorry, not in Chile, in China. Most of the projects are in Europe and China. When I'm trying to ask myself when the hydrogen will start to scale up and to generate some revenue, I can look at the graph in the right side at the top, and I estimate that the demand will grow dramatically from 2026 and more from 2027. And if I'm asking myself when it will start to grow. So I see that 47% of the project are in Western Europe. Another 20% of the project are in Asia Pacific, and 13% of the project are in the United States. But there's a project relates to clean hydrogen. If I want to be focused only on green hydrogen, so Australia, Brazil, Chile, and Morocco are 100% will produce 100% green hydrogen. And North America, like Canada and United States, will produce approximately 50% green hydrogen and 50% blue hydrogen. As you see in this graph, so today only 0.1% of the hydrogen produced by electrolysis, and 0.6% is a blue hydrogen that use carbon capture and utilization and storage systems. Also, you can see that only few projects achieved FID. You can see it in the graph in the right side. These are the projects that achieved FID and final investment decision. And also in 2030, most of the project will not achieve the FID. So this is the situation now. And if you want to look at the forecast, so we have to ask ourselves if what will bring us more profit and what will be more profitable, green hydrogen or blue hydrogen. So you can see that most of the project there are 3 times more project capacity that aim to produce hydrogen by electrolysis than project that aim to produce hydrogen by carbon capture. And if you ask yourself where this project will be, so you can see that most of the projects that will produce green hydrogen will be in Europe, Australia, and Latin America, and United States and Canada, as I mentioned before, will aim themselves to produce half blue hydrogen and half green hydrogen. I mentioned before that our strategy starts from small projects in the transportation sector, and this is because the demand for hydrogen for transportation grows all the time, mainly for heavy transportation. We can see that there are growing demand for buses that driven by hydrogen. Korea, of course, they are leading the numbers of the vehicle, but China, they are leading the consumption of hydrogen for transportation. And we can see that there is no India in this graph, and I ask myself, what is the status in India? Who will lead the market in India, and which company will do the first step in India? And I will recommend you to do the first step if you want to enter to the hydrogen market in the transportation, because you can risk less money, sell the hydrogen for higher prices, and do some small project and not take a large commitment. Part of our strategy is to execute at the end of the decade project that will be aimed to trade in hydrogen or to produce hydrogen outside of Europe and to transfer it as a green ammonia to Europe. So you can see that when we are talking about trading in hydrogen, only few projects achieved FID. The common carrier will be ammonia, and the export will be from Australia and Latin America, and of course the importer, the largest importer will be Netherlands and Germany in Europe. There are some operational projects, but most of them are in Saudi Arabia at this moment. And like in the previous slide, I'm asking myself, where is India? And if India will be a large exporter for green hydrogen and green ammonia, or India will consume all the hydrogen internal in India. And last slide with some graphs. So first of all, I was surprised that in 2024, the electrolyzers installed capacity crossed the 5 gigawatts. Of course, more than 70% was in China, but also more than 1 gigawatt electrolyzer installed in Europe. And in this graph, in the left side, in the bottom, you can see that also some electrolyzers installed in India. And now you can see that India is a growing forces in the green hydrogen market. You can also see that most of the project at this moment is in the mobility, and most of the project that reached final investment decision between 2023 to 2024 are located in China, Europe, and India. So if I want to conclude all my conclusions in one slide, so when I measure a country or a new location and I estimate and I make the decision if I want to enter to this country, I measure it, but four point of view. First of all, if there is enough renewable energy resources, so I can generate the hydrogen in low OPEX. Second, if there is off-takers, and I'm looking about the larger largest off-takers. So I'm looking about heavy industry. And the third question is if the government support by money and governmental incentives the production and the execution of green hydrogen project. And the third point of view is looking about the regulation and the national infrastructure. As you see, India, and this is of course my personal estimation, is in the middle between Spain, Portugal, and the Nordic that can generate low-cost green hydrogen, and Brazil and Chile that can generate low-cost green hydrogen, but there is no governmental incentive and there is no regulation and national infrastructure to transfer the hydrogen. Australia, Canada are between, and but India is in a good stage in the middle of the between in the role, yeah. And I asked myself, what will make India the most attractive, and will make India the leader of the hydrogen market in the world. So first of all, I think that national infrastructure that will enable to transfer hydrogen between regions in India. Second, the subsidy in India are pretty small compared to what's happened in the United States, Canada, and of course in Europe. So the governmental incentives needs to be higher. I'm not familiar with the regulation in India, so maybe there's a regulation, but I'm not familiar with that. And I think that the tender that was published for derivatives in India are pretty small, and they are not enough open to more derivatives and to supply only hydrogen, which is simpler and not just green ammonia and e-methanol. So it will also help if there will be a tender to generate green hydrogen in India, and the government will consume it. It will also help India to step up in this layer to be one of the leaders in the green hydrogen supplier in the world.